Oh, I'm not sure what happened there. I don't know if I'm even live right now, but I can see me. Hopefully you can see me too. It says I'm live. Okay, thanks Paper Boys. Oh, something went terribly wrong. And yeah, one of my cameras stopped working.
What's going on with the stream?
I think I'm back.
Huh?
I think I'm back.
Oh.
There we go. I mean, I don't know what's going on. So my Twitch is saying I have 0 viewers and I've been streaming for 0 seconds, so who knows. But looks like I'm back anyway. You got to hear the voice of my wife possibly there. Right, so this handle I think is done for now. I have a feeling it's probably going to crack. I'll deal with that as it happens. At the beginning of this stream I started it with fixing all the cracks. I am back, thank you. I probably lost most people that were watching, but never mind. The best people are back. I think I'm pretty happy with that handle. I think it's in keeping with the barrel. I have no idea if anything's actually working. If my audio's still connected or anything. I mean, I know my mic is, but my earbud is apparently always at 67%. Hasn't changed once. Right, so let's give this another coat. Should be dry enough. Yeah, I want to avoid cracking. Okay, well, I'll leave that to dry some more. Definitely needs at least one more coat. So just one left to do. It's been a long handle making session. So I've not got many bits left to play with, but I think this one will be long enough and thick enough to turn into something. Let's just see if this is updated. Oh, there are still a few of it left after my technical issues, although apparently my stream did end and this is a new stream, so your TTS messages will have been allocation will have been reset, possibly. I don't know how these things work. just want to stretch this out because obviously it's a bit on the thick side and a bit on the short side probably too. You can't really see it, can you? I'll hold it up here. You can see it in my little window. Try and make sure I use enough moisture, enough water just to keep it lubricated. Got a bit of a lump. I really need to improve my handle making. I might just have to, Hi Lindsay, pull, yes, I'm pulling. Thankfully not doing too much pulling. As I say, my handle making is really not the best. It started off as extruded with I cheated basically and used a tool to pull, to extrude a bit of clay from the block. So I'm going to go with that because that's the shape I've got, and I daren't go too much more, too much thinner, because it would be, what, the fourth time that I've managed to break it whilst pulling today. So let's not make it full. Right, so this is definitely going to be too long, I know that, but don't want to cut it off. Don't want to cut it off before I measure it up a bit. I haven't decided on what type of handle this is going to be. I might go for something. I don't know. I'm experimenting with handles. Just trying different things. That might look alright. Something a bit different. Go all the way around. Back in on itself. That looks alright, I think. It's definitely different. Yeah, it does. It's like a girly whirly. I'd probably have that up there a bit. Don't know. I'm going to go for it because why not? This is all about looking at different forms and experimenting. So I should have marked that as I had it on there, but I know roughly where it's going to go. It's going to go there. And like there. I'll just check it, I think. Don't roll away. So, yeah, that's pretty right. And, yeah, about right. I'll just go with that. And I'll stick it where it goes. And then figure out the rest from there. I'm somewhat glad that this is the last handle doing, because, not gonna lie, I'm getting a bit bored of this. Oh, sticking handle after handle on. Even though they're all quite different, the sticking on bit is pretty much the same. Score and slip, score and slip. Oh, this is the... Because I'm zoomed in on what I'm doing, you're missing out on the cat action in the background. One of my cats is wandering around in the conservatory to my left. We all know that you're really here for the cats. I mean, I would be anyway. It's all going on. It's all going on out there. Okay, I think that's enough. I don't think I'm in too much danger of going all the way through, but definitely don't want to do any more. Right, this is a bit, because this handle's quite wet. It's very flexible still. I probably should dry it off. But I just want to get it over with. Get it done. Get it stuck on. Worry about the shape afterwards. Blockage again. Love it when that happens. Try and squeeze a tiny bit of water on. Nothing comes out. Squeeze harder. Get drenched. Okay. Oh, this handle is really wet, especially now, and it's broken. That's annoying. Okay. So that is, yeah, it's properly snapped off. Just there. So I'm just going to put it off. Okay. Never mind. It's going to be a different handle then, because this top bit's still going on. Adjust and continue. So just have to go like that, which is fine. It's like I always say, sometimes the clay tells you what it wants to be. And this clay didn't want to be that kind of handle, it wanted to be a different type of handle. I like to work with it rather than against it, because it's less work for me. Right, just be careful with it from now on, because if it decides it doesn't want to be a handle at all, then I won't be happy. Hi Lily, it's nice to see you in. Right, so I'm just getting this handle on after it broke. So it's a slightly different handle than it originally was going to be. But again, you know, these things happen for a reason, maybe. Not that I don't want to sound too convinced of that, but I think that actually looks quite good. It just kind of melds into the body at the bottom, and then the top part is attached by one point. Kind of a contrast. It's grown out of the bottom and attached to the top. Obviously it's quite messy at the moment, needs smoothing out. Cleaning up, but otherwise I'm quite happy with how it's turned out, considering. Get that kink out. Alright. I actually quite like that. I'm not just saying that to make myself feel better about it going wrong. I think that's better than what I was trying to do originally. So yeah. Happy little accidents. Just want to smooth that off. Oh, see, this made it worse now. I'm fully aware. You can hear kind of every little sound on my new microphone. And my stomach's grumbling a little bit. And I think my wife, Violin, is cooking us a onion bhaji in the air fryer. So now I can smell that. And my stomach's grumbling, saying, why aren't I getting that? Okay. Yeah, I like that. I think it really suits the mug. Right, so that is 12 handles put on 12 mugs. I think what I might do is give you... Oh, that one still needs some more slip on it, doesn't it? I'm not quite finished. It's actually taking a while to dry, probably because that... Oh no. Oh dear. I don't know when that happened. But that's cracked. And I'm fairly confident in saying that that's not going to be repairable. It had to be the one that I put green slip all over as well, didn't it? So ideally I don't want to put all that green slip into my reclaim bucket. I mean, it's not too much. I'm sure it's fine, but... I mean, I could try and repair it, but I don't think it's worth it. I'd be fighting it for forever. Oh well. What can I do? What can I do? Maybe I could take the top off like they did with the other one. Make a slightly smaller mug. But I don't think it's really worth it. I wasn't overly keen on the clover stamps to begin with. Yeah, it's going to have to go. We're started at 13. We've still got 11. You didn't see that. Should have shown you. It's going in the bucket. No, it's not really worth it. Once it's got a crack in it like that, it's just going to continue to break. But that's the thing. This clay will not be wasted. It will be reclaimed and it will become something new. In probably 3 months or so. Once I've got around to reclaiming it. And there might be just a slight green tint in that batch of clay. Wouldn't make it any difference, I wouldn't have thought. 1 millimetre thin layer. Right, so let's get rid of these as well. I mean, so that is, I am done now at least with the handles. That solved one problem. So, what do I want to do in terms of decoration? In terms of underglazing, I haven't got that many. So I'm thinking for the barrel, it'd be nice to get some kind of wooden effect, maybe. I haven't got really any any glazes that would do that. So I'm just wondering if I could do that with underglaze. What did I do underglaze the other day? I'll show you that. It's now got glaze over the top of it. Let's put this away anyway. Wood grain. Not exactly sure how I'm going to glaze this, to be honest, because obviously it's barrel shaped. It would be nice to keep the theme. For the rings I've got, actually I did buy a metallic glaze, so I could test that on this. I think it's gold, but you know, it's still metallic. But yeah, I'm not sure about the kind of the wood section. I think I'll leave it for now. Have a think, have a Google. But for this, I know what I'm going to do. It's the same as other mugs I've made. I'm just going to do each section a different colour. So I can do that now. Let's get that clean. Right, so I'm going to go and get some underglazes and something to put them on. And then I'll be back in a sec. I've got a little guest. Not a willing one, granted, but she came in here to get some food and she's got to have a cuddle. That's the price you pay. Okay, have a look around. She's lovely. She's not sure about all of this, but she's a nice cat. Anyway, so I've got my underglazes. Not sure how many different colours I want. Clear yellow. Basically, I want enough that no two colours the same will touch. So I'm just going to start off with one colour and go from there. Probably be 4. I think the rest of them have been 4 colours. So I've got what I've got: blue, yellow, green, royal purple, and orange. I have got a red one, but I found that for some reason it goes funny. Technical term. Yeah, I can. This is great. I'm not attached to my microphone. It can come with me. There it is. I can get up and wander around. You can still hear me. So this, I use the red underglaze. This is stoneware. So red underglaze with a clear stoneware clear glaze. It's supposed to be a spoon rest in the shape of a ladybird or ladybug, depending on where you are. And yeah, it's gone very odd. I don't know what caused that. Focus, please. Thank you. So I think the red is the problem because I used on another mug and it's kind of finished in a matte. So this is basically the mug that I'm going to be replicating, the style anyway. Yeah, it's alright, but the problem is it's because it's supposed to be like a spoon rest for sticking your wet spoon on in the kitchen. It's not watertight, so it's not really usable, unfortunately. But this mug is basically doing the same thing. And all the other colours are fine. And the red is doing that kind of same bobbliness, which I think is fine because it's kind of it's on the outside. So shouldn't cause any issues, I don't think. I mean, someone might be able to tell me that that's not right, but yeah. So I'm not going to use that red. Oh, this one is the same, and it's a little bit. It's not too bad, but it's a little. It's actually not as bad. This one, same red underglaze. But yeah, very odd. So I'm just going to avoid that underglaze. Certainly on my stoneware anyway. I haven't tried it on earthenware. Don't think. I have. It's on the pig. So we'll find out if the pig's lips turn bobbly in the glaze firing, then there is a problem. Don't have nightmares, everyone. Right, so anyway, that's why I'm not using the red. So I'm going to start with I'm going to go with the yellow to start with. Me too, Bagber. I do love him. Let's just clean this. So this plate was the first plate I ever made. Just a small side plate it was supposed to be. But it was before I had any bats, so I just wired it off the wheel. I think that's why that might be why it's ended up so wobbly. So it's fine, just use it as a palette now. You can't really tell on this because it's on the sponge, but it does not sit flat at all. It's totally warped. And the glaze isn't. That's way too much underglaze. I don't need that much yellow. I always give myself too much or too little. Never just the right amount. Yeah, the glazing is really patchy as well. But you know, it was literally the first ever attempt at a plate. Probably nearly a year ago. It must have been just after I got my wheel last year, April, May time. So I'd like to think I've come on a little way since then. I don't know why that's in there. You're not a paintbrush. Put you in there. I want a small brush, but not too small. That's probably too big. New brush. What do I want? That one should do. Or that one. Let's go that one. So yeah, just gonna kind of alternate colours. It'll either be 3 or 4, I would guess. Or did I say 4 and 5? That I need in order to have no two of the same colour touching. And it doesn't matter too much if I go over into the lines, because I can kind of tidy that up. Once it's dried, it's a lot easier to just trim out that bit than try and keep within the lines. A lot quicker anyway. I do love how quickly this dries though. I've gotten pretty much 2 coats on that immediately. So obviously not those 2, so let's go here. I think on that first mug that I did in this style, it was either 3 or 4 colours, and then there was like one bit that couldn't be any of them because it was adjacent to all 3. I think it's just 3. So I had to do one section in a different colour. Quite like, really. One little bit by itself. That's a big chunk there. I think all these chunks are quite big. So it'll probably end up being 3 by the looks of it so far. Let's go right in the middle. So it can't be those 2, so it's got to be one of these 2. Yeah. Got a bit on the handle there. Not that it matters because I'll probably glaze the handle. Alright, let's go upside down so I'm not resting it on the handle. So not you, so one of you 2. This one. Where am I? There. Hello there. You're stuck. That's the problem. I'm in the cat's dining room. Obviously, we like to keep the door closed so I don't hear everything going on outside. I've got to be let in and out, basically. Thank you, Violin. Oh, thank you, Violin, for telling me that, yeah. I did notice eventually. I love cats too. They are lovely. This big triangle. Maybe I could just play some kind of white noise on these quiet streams. It drowns out the, I mean, I guess the computer fan is essentially white noise, but something a bit more pleasant. Okay, so that is, I would say diagonal isn't touching. That's my rule. It's got to be an edge, so that's fine. I'm going to put this one yellow. Right, let's just go over those with another coat. I need 3 coats really. Let's get a nice block, opaque colour. Although I kind of did give this sort of 2 coats, I will just give them 3 proper coats of each colour. So I'm going to be here a while. This is the downside to this design, as much as I like it. It's a bit fiddly, takes a while. I think it's worth it. Oh, good. My earpod is turning the battery low. They're playing around all stream, even though on the screen it says it's still 67%, of course. Okay, fine, I'll change you. Being nagged by my own technology. Don't know if that's even connected. Switch out for the left ear. I mean, that was not working very well at all earlier. Definitely not connected. There we go. What does that mean? Doing a beep boop sound. Definitely not connected. Oh well. Someone tell me if there's any alerts. Oh, now it's connected again. Okay. I need some new ones of these. They're probably less than a year old and completely worn out already. So apologies if you do a TTS redemption. I can't hear it. You'll be able to hear it though. And it might still be worth it for you. I'm on my third coat now of this. I think I am. I think that was the first one I did. So I must be on coat 3, which is good. Yeah, so I'm back around again. That wasn't too painful. There's 3 coats of yellow, and you can see how much I've got left. Needed like 1/10 of what I've squeezed out there. Just wondering if there's anything else I'm going to put some yellow on so I don't waste it. I mean, I could do some Bob Ross style painting of my tree. Come back to that. Use some yellow and some green. Just kind of dab it on. That might look interesting. No, I'm going to go for it. I'm going to go for it, just why not? I'll start with yellow and then put some green over the top. I could, but I don't know how long it will be sat there. Could be sat there for months before I next want to paint anything yellow. I'm going to just use it. I mean, it's not. I was going to say it's not expensive. Relatively speaking, this is expensive. They're these little pots. They're American, I believe, so they come in 2-ounce pots or 59.1 millilitres. And they're about £8 for 2 ounces. Which I think is extortionate, frankly. Considering you get a big pot of like proper glaze for 12. I mean, this this slip, which is 500 cc's, so what, nearly 10 times as much. £8.63. So I don't know why underglazes are so. That does not work with this brush. Okay. Maybe if I go at an angle. No. I think I might have too much on it. That's a bit better. But yeah, I have no idea why underglaze is so expensive. I'm sure there is a reason. But these speedball underglazes, I think, are the cheapest ones you can get. Or maybe not the cheapest, but they're certainly kind of the budget range, as far as I'm aware. Just want to preface this with not an artist. Hopefully it looks alright once I've finished. Kind of thing old Bob Ross would have done, isn't it? So he makes his tree canopy textures, dabbing it on. I think it's been a while since I watched him. So you want to leave gaps. Yeah, used most of that yellow. It's not gone to waste. I'll beat the dowel out my brush though, so as an homage. Right, so I'll go with green next, and I'll use a fair amount so I can do the same. With some green. I don't know if I've got another shade of green. But I've got the green slip and I've got the fur green slip, so I suppose I could use those. But for now, let's focus on this mug. Where's the brush I was using? So I fill in the gaps between the yellow shapes. Let's start at the same place. Just because I remember that this one was the first one I did, so I'll now remember that this one is the first green that I did. Not you, but you. I'm fairly confident I'm only going to use 3 colours here. So I maybe shouldn't have used green, because it might have been better to go with a more contrasting. The orange, no, I mean orange and yellow aren't that contrasting, are they? And the purple maybe. But there's only so much contrast you can get, I suppose, between 3 colours. So the green is fine. We'll go with green. And then I might go with the purple or blue. Purple. Yeah, I'll go with purple for the 3rd colour. Dee-dee-dee. So let's go that one. as well. That big triangle will be purple. This green one. That above will be purple. That will be green. But ooh, I'm gonna need another colour. I'm gonna have to go to 4. Otherwise I'll have 2 touching. I can't have that. So I might end up with 1 square of orange or blue. Oh, this isn't great for my back, I don't think. Leaning over. I'm gonna get this in the light is the most biggest issue. And of course, if it's in the light, it should be available to you. So yeah, that can't be green, that can't be green, and that can't be green. So that's all of the greens. So I'm going to have this big square as something else. It's not a square, obviously. I know it's not a square. It's got 5 sides for starters, but you know what I mean. Shape. Let's get the second coat on anyway. Second coat always goes on easily. Managed to get that one on a different shape altogether. Not just over the line, but over 2 lines basically. Never was that good at colouring in. This is coat 3 already. I'll be interested to see how well my my new microphone battery does hold up. It should last 7 hours, which I've never streamed that long. Well, that was well over the line. So, with any luck, I mean, it should be at what? Actually, I can't even see how long I've been up, can I? Because of that interruption earlier. Don't even know what time I started. It's about 3. Don't know. But we should only be kind of halfway through the battery on this, because I did make sure it was fully charged before I started. Right, that's all. That's 3 coats. 3 coats of green. Put the brush over there. So just going to put some green on this one. So it's very much an experiment for me. Don't know how this will turn out, but ultimately, if it looks naff, then I can just glaze over it. So I've got this glaze here. It's kind of called Enchanted Forest, so that almost achieves the effect that I'm going for with this underglaze. So yeah, this looks bad. Then you can just glaze over it with that. Don't want to go too hard on it. Because obviously that would negate the point of dabbing it on. It's just a block of colour. Although around the handle is where it's not looking great because it's just a big empty patch. So I think I might need to use a smaller brush to get it in there. Got a slightly smaller one here. Just put a bit more yellow over the top. A bit around the bottom as well, actually. Didn't think about that. Bottom of that canopy needs to be leafy. Big mix of yellows and greens in. Don't know how that comes across, but I think it looks alright in person. Looks very bright on the screen there. Let's get it closer. Ooh, might get a better sense of what it actually looks like. No, not really. Yeah, okay. Might end up putting a little bit of orange on there as well. For some autumn colour, or I might just leave it like that. nothing. Now, what colour am I going to go for next? Purple, that's right. So let's just clean off this palette. Right, let's not use too much purple because I don't want purple in the tree. Right. Try to give it a good shake. Now, the consistency of these is inconsistent between, well, that's enough probably, between the glazes. Some of them are quite lumpy, others are nice and smooth. The white one is horrible to work with, to be honest. It's like scrambled eggs. It's on the menu tonight. Sausages. We're having sausages. Sausages and mash, probably. Classic British food. This one's definitely a bit thicker than the others. A bit drier. But that's okay for underglaze, I think. So that one is the one that's going to have to be a different colour. I might do that one orange. Because my only other option is blue. And the blue might be a bit too similar to the purple. I might have a look how the purple came out. Because obviously this purple, as I'm painting it on, does look just blue to me. But these things do tend to change once they're fired. Have I used purple before? I'm pretty sure I have. Yeah, the purple. So there were two. Actually, that's probably the best thing I've got that shows the different colours. Although I didn't do a. No, they're proper glazes actually. They're not underglazes. Just got a clock here basically. I did in different colours. Anyway, I'm not overly happy with how it turned out. The glazes are quite patchy. Let's see it better on here. Like the red especially. It looks quite nice and shiny though under the light. The green and the red are a bit, and that light blue is like almost white. I prefer my other clocks. So I got my Zelda one, which you can probably see in the background, maybe. Nice deep green. Again, yeah, you can see most of it. Sure, that's safely back on that hook. And then I've got my Death Star clock. It took ages to carve out. I printed off like a template basically. Drew it on and carved all of the black off. The white areas. I think it looks quite good from a distance. take it out. Oh yeah, the purple. So I used the purple on this mug, and it is, it's royal purple, so maybe that's why it looks just like a deep blue, really. So yeah, I won't use the blue next to the purple because it might just be a bit too similar. I can't think of anything I've actually used that blue on. The blue, and this one was blue slip, not blue underglaze. My Twilight Princess pot. One of my favourite things that I've made. Yeah, not sure I've actually used the blue. Must have used it on something. Right, anyway, let's get back to painting this. Had a good stretch there, I got it. To get some purple on that yellow bit there. Scrape that off before it dries. Right, now this is going to be the tricky one. The reason I've been avoiding it. A bit right underneath the handle. Can't, to be honest, even see where it's supposed to stop. Okay. Gonna struggle to avoid glazing under here when I do the handle. Oh goodness me. What's the time? It is getting toward tea time, to be fair. Hence my stomach complaining. And you get to be purple too, which is the bit that isn't that one. Great big triangle. I mean, I could. So I've got the other mug that has a different design on it. I could do it similarly. Don't think I will now. Just because underglazing one of these is enough for my patience. But yeah, I've got this one. Could do that in a couple of colours maybe. might just glaze that normally though, because it is kind of more about the textures and how the glaze will react with. Well, that was what I was thinking anyway when I was carving it. Thinking about how the glazes would react with the different textures on the mug. So yeah, probably won't bother underglazing that one. Stick with just this one for the underglaze and the tree one that's got a bit on it. I've actually missed an entire area under there. I don't know if I can get to it. Like painting behind a radiator. I'll have to turn it, take it off, and no one's really going to look behind it. So you just do as far as you can. I could do the last bit pink actually, rather than orange. Just one pink section might be nice. I've lost count a bit of where I'm at with this. I think I'm on the third coat. It must be. I'll tell you what I didn't try. So with my microphone, obviously I know it's picking up sound from everywhere. It's picking up the computer sound and my rumbly stomach sounds. But what you can do is plug in a lapel or lavalier mic, which obviously I do have. I'm not sure how it will affect the quality. So see, the lavalier mic I have is cheap, but I do think the actual issue I was having with it was more the connection. Connection to the computer via Droid Cam rather than the microphone itself. So I could just try plugging that in, see if it kind of eliminates further away sounds. I'll do that off stream. Let's start mucking around with it now. I think I'm on coat 4 now, but you know, no harm doing a bit extra. I won't leave it there though, just need to tidy up that handle and in between all the lines where I've gone over. I've used most of the purple, so I'm not too bothered. Right, so let's just tidy up that before, although actually do I want to? No, I want to let that dry first. Otherwise I'll end up spreading it around. Once it's totally dry, it'll be a lot easier just to scrape it off. Right, I wonder if, I'm hoping that my earbud has now got enough charge in it that I can hear my computer for a little while at least. Don't know if that's paired. Have you paired? No. Being very temperamental tonight. Oops. That's very green. That's how it worked. I think I'm going to call it a day there. Made some good progress. And I need to go get something to eat, I think. I'll let that dry. And yeah, tidy it up. It'll only be a quick couple of minute job. So I'll probably just do that off stream and show you what it looks like at the beginning of the next stream. I suppose it is an end. The beginning is an end. The front end. Yeah, I've been streaming too long. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to quickly change that back before I forget, because I will forget. So you can see all of that. And then I'm going to switch over to just me, please. Oh. While I go and find someone to send you lovely people onto. I mean, let's just go full circle, I suppose. That makes sense. So we had Goats and Gardens raid me pretty much as I started. And we'll send you on to Mary. So thank you all for coming in. Thank you for the raids. Thank you for the follows and just for being here. I have enjoyed this, and I'll possibly be back